it just shut off and said I don't have any more storage, so I had to delete half of my videos. Here we go again. And one of my children's been legally abused in care right now, and that's what's sending me crazy.
Right. That was in the past that you said that happened. Right now, who do you have that you see on a regular basis?
No one.
So no friends, no family, no support workers?
None. Nothing.
Right, so whose medical profession are you under?
I was under the doctor, but the three of them have sacked me from the practice. Three separate doctors.
That would not be to your best interest, would it? You'd have to be referred for another
I know, but what they said is I need to... Then I said, right, where do I go now? They said, you need to go out of the catchment area. So I phoned the doctors out of the catchment area. They said, we can't have you. So I basically need to move house before I can get a doctor, and I don't have any money to move house because you just cut it all off me.
But there's more than one doctor.
There's only three in the area. There's three in the area where I live, and the three of them have sacked me.
Why?
Because the first one said it was a breakdown in relationship. The second one said because I'm too stressed. The third one said because, now you have to take my word for it, I'm not telling lies. They said to me, come out for an appointment. They said to me, you can't have an appointment. I said, I need one, I need antibiotics quickly. And they said, no, you've got to register, bring your passport and everything. Right, I've just cut that off by itself. The whole thing just switches off by itself. Got to turn it back on. You see the batteries are all in the back. Switched off again. Won't go on. Switch it on again. Start it up again. Switched off again. So I brought it all up and I went up and I gave it to them, and I phoned them that day and said, please can I get one now? No, you can't. Switched it off again. So, I mean, it goes on. It would take me hours to be able to get this message across to you about exactly what has just happened on the phone. But cut a long story short, look, it's just switching itself off. Cut a long story short, it's obviously government persecution because I'm fighting for my children. And there is nothing else that would... There's no other explanation other why they would cut me off like that. They know I need a carer. On my doctor's notes it says I have a spinal injury, that I suffer from hemiplegic migraine, that I'm allergic to all lights, and they know I go into a fit. They've been providing me with the Jag, so now I don't have any spare Jags. So if this Jag goes, that's it. I can't go out anyway. And while on the phone to the whole time, like it would take me an hour to let that phone call come through, but while on the phone to the whole time, if I phone back tomorrow, they can say to me, and they have said to me, no, there's no record of you having phoned us. So it just goes on and on and on like this. And they'll say, why didn't you see the way she was going on and on about you didn't fill in the form, and then and we'll send you Braille and all the rest of it. They know it's on my notes. I don't retain information. I might read a line and I can't remember what I've read, but that is because that's suffering from shock and horror and trauma. That's what it is, and I'm down in my doctor's notes of having suffered that. So anyway, just to let everyone know, it's not like I'm not trying to get myself sorted. I am, but they're jamming me because they know that I'm good with money and that I could use that money to move house, and they don't want me to move house because they want to jam me into something, you know. Anyway, the moral of the story is, if the government doesn't provide disability for disabled people, then they're no right to be calling themselves government. They're not governing anything, are they? You know, you can't expect somebody who's not well to go out and that has fits and to turn up for appointments if they can't get there. It's like, it's almost, to me, it's like this service is for people who are well. Because if you're well, you can phone up and say, press 1, press 2. You know, when they say press 1 for this, press 2 for that, I don't know, and I press 3. Because I can't retain what they're asking me, and they'll say press 4, and then they'll keep me on the phone for ages and say you press the wrong number, phone this other number. When I phone the other number, press 1, press 2. Do you know what I'm saying? So that is why I need a carer, for someone to, you know, to look at, to be able to do it for me and press the right buttons. And she asked my phone number 3 times. Now, I'm stupid and I didn't write my phone number down. It's on my phone. So I have to screw my eyes up to death to get the phone number off her. And I said, can you not just use the one that's always on, it's been on my notes for the past 5 years? No, we need it. So I screwed my eyes up, got the number, and I'd given myself a migraine. I told her, you've given me a migraine now. And then she says, can I have the phone number again? Because that just, the whole screen went away. So I had to screw my eyes up again. And then she said, right, that's the security questions. Now can you give me your phone number? I was like, hold on. And I remembered I'd written the phone number down in a red ink pen in my drawer. So just as well, and I gave her the phone number. But you see, the moral of the story is, it's not working, is it? And at the end of the day, you know, God is his money, it's his earth, it's his everything. No one has a right to, you know, think that it's theirs. It's almost like you're taking it out of their own back pocket. You know, it's not for them. If someone's sick and they can't get out of their bed and they can't, you know, because they need a carer, that's it, end of story. You don't have to send 3 different people round to the house. They want to see what's in my house. Police themselves said, we don't know what's in your house. I couldn't record it because the recorder kept going off. You know, and I have deleted 3/4 of the photographs in my phone. They said there was 10,000. Now I deleted all them. And now they're saying there's not enough recording space on my phone. So, at the end of the day, it's just all lies. It's all a lying trap. And it doesn't matter to me. You know, God told me they cannot make your life better or worse. It's me who makes your life good or not good. It's me who blesses you. So it doesn't, I'm doing this as a duty to the country, to my God, because he wants me to let people know what's going on. You know, we can't have a society where it's as fragile as this, where someone can just die because they didn't get their payments, or lose their house because they didn't get their payments. At the end of the day, it's their fault in the first place, because I said to them I could make tiaras from my own bed if I had some help, you know, and they would sell at so many hundreds of pounds. I don't need to be on daily, but they said, no, you're too sick to work. So at the end of the day, they're not giving me the support to work, and they won't let me work. But then they're saying they can't have the money because I didn't fill in their form. Now, it's not a form, it's a book. It's half the size of the Bible. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the same repetitive questions over and over and over again. And in the past, when I've written things down, they've said, but you didn't tell us that. And I'll say, what do you mean I didn't tell you? It wasn't in the question. Yes, but you should, there's an extra space for where you're supposed to say anything. And I'm saying, but... And I let them give me half DLE. I should have been getting full rate DLE for the past 5 years, but I just let them give me half rate DLE because I thought it takes so long to go through these people to get the full rate. I'll rather live in a bit of poverty. I swear down. So I thought I'd rather live in a bit of poverty and just, because it is happier to be at peace and have a bit of bread than it is to have a banquet and there's going to be some strife. Do you know what I'm saying? I take pride in that bit of Rye Vita cracker if I can't afford to eat. I don't care. I'm still alive. There's people who are in terrible circumstances. Terrible circumstances. So for the past so many years I've said, okay, all right then, keep the other half of the money, you know. And I think, like I say, because I've seen the top end of the spectrum of the government and how much corruption there is there, this bottom end, what they're doing here, is nothing but just torture. It is the Rocky Horror Show. I wish I could explain things better, but obviously I'm still suffering from, I should be licking a window at the moment, having the children lost and all the things that are going on in my life right now. You know, it's lucky I can even speak, but it is obviously through the power of the Most High. You know, when I was under concussion, that's all I was saying. How come I'm alive? How come I'm alive? Because it's the first time I've really laid down and thought about things, because I had to. Because I had no choice, because the room was spinning. And I'm usually on my phone, and that's usually God saying to me, just tell them this, just tell them that. You tell them the way it is, tell them this, tell them that. So I don't really think. But when I was having concussion, I was like, how am I alive? How am I here? How did I get here? How on earth, you know, what? But this is too much. How can one person deal with all this? And God says you're dealing with it because you're leaving it with me, and you're taking on what I'm giving you to do. You know, and because I trust him. I trust him. I'm married to him. So of course I trust, You know, if the whole world is on fire and he says, you go for a wee swim and relax, I will be going for a wee swim and relaxing. Because at the end of the day, I trust him and that's my reward. My reward is that I'm trusting him. You know, so I'm not asking them for this money. It is their duty to give it to me or help me get back to work, as they know I can do. I can open an empire. How many people could I employ in Scotland with that empire? 100,000? But will they help me do it? No. Every time I went to Business Gateway, they said it's too big. I said, it's too big, not good. That's too big profits. It's not too big, it's too big for us to do. Not at all. Not at all. It's a simple, easy project. It's too big. They were saying too much power for you, must be. Too much glory for you, must be. Whatever. But anyone that knows me knows I'm not a glory power person. Power is exhausting. It's for stress. You know, God is all power and he's a bit stressed, you know, because it's everyone's expecting everything from him all the time perfectly. You know, demanding everything from him perfectly, but refusing to give him anything perfectly. So it's not a great job. It's not a great job to have power, you know. And I wish people would understand that. I wish they would understand that, you know. Not if God can't even just, well, he can if he wanted to, but if God doesn't even just lie with his hands behind his back and say, oh, fuck it, why should we? You know, everyone's got to make an effort. We're human beings made in his image to make an effort. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off before they start cutting me off.